What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, as we always like to do when we have test server access, we have got nub raids on the channel, and this time with a green screen. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, I know. The technology is here. I think I've got wet hair at the moment. I see there's a tiny bit of green, which is from my end around. So, ooh.
It's right, we'll get there. On the next one, we'll be able to take that green out of his hair and stuff. But how you doing today?
I'm really good. Yeah, I'm excited. There's a bunch of new champions here. I'm really interested to see what you've done with this epic. She's very, very cool. Very cool.
So out of all of the 10 new champions that just dropped, which is your favorite one in terms of aesthetics, I'd say? I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, there's no question. It's Samson, the Masher, dude, or the Mauler. I don't even know what he's called, but Monkey, Harambe.
Look at him. I said King Kong, but then afterwards someone said Harambe. I was like, 100%.
Yeah, it's Harambe.
Justice.
He's in raid. Justice, finally. And he's great. He's great fun.
So, all right, let's talk about Suiren. That's kind of how I've been saying this name. I'm not sure if I'm bashing it, but there we go. Aesthetic-wise, look at that mask.
I think it's pronounced Charles, actually. I think is how you say that.
What do you say, Charles?
Charles, yeah. That's the traditional Japanese.
Really? Are you joking?
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're pulling my tail for a second. I was like,
I should have just run with that. You would have been calling her Charles.
I'll tell you why I believed you. It's because you did that Miss Ryder Dahi and said Dave. So I wasn't sure if you had like some funky pronunciation.
Charles.
Don't know how I felt for that. But all right, aesthetic-wise, obviously, you know I love Mars, so I'm a huge fan of this champion. But what do you think about this? Do you like the art style on this one?
Yeah, she looks cool. She reminds me of like a bad guy from Power Rangers a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but she does. Yeah, no, she looks great. She looks really cool. Edgy. I like it.
Yeah.
So, I love the back cut. I don't know what that's called.
Buzz cut, I think.
Buzz cut on the back. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. But guys, in terms of this video, we will be showcasing a damage test in the Demon Lord clan boss as always with these clan boss champions. Maybe a bit of fun in some budget dragon teams, and of course the faction wars, which we'll discuss in the kit in a second. Well, I feel like she's going to be MVP for that. So let's just break down the kit. Do you want to start off here with the A1 ability?
Yeah, sure. Lotus Kiss, A1, attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% books to a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns.
Yeah, so are you okay with this being a 50-50 shot on each hit, or do you think it's a little bit low?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's actually pretty solid. Like when you look at other epics, it's actually pretty respectable. You'll get another 5% from Sniper, most likely. So like 55% per hit. She's going to be putting out, I suspect, like a pretty reasonable amount of poison.
Yeah, it does go up really consistently. On the A2 ability with the downsides, attacks one enemy 2 times, and each hit has a 70% chance of placing a 25% weakened debuff for 2 turns. Now, this is very nice. Like, kind of considering that it's each hit, I'm actually a fan of this because when you want to take it into Spirit Affinity and you're getting those weak hits, knowing that you've got 2 times to proc the weaken can actually be more consistent than just having that weak hit and waiting for 3 turns to try it out again, right? So I'm actually okay with this, but at that 80% chance, 85% with Sniper, or should I say 75%, I'm not sure if it's enough for consistency, because if you do not land this and that 25% doesn't land, you literally have to wait 3 turns again to proc this again. But having it in an epic, I still think is really strong.
Yeah.
Would you agree then with that statement?
Basically, yeah. You said it all. You said it all.
All right. Final ability. I'll leave the money skill to you.
Oh, Confusion Reigns. 3-turn cooldown when booked. Attacks all enemies. Has an 80% chance when booked of placing decreased defense 60% for 2 turns.
Yes, so the chance, once again, guys, is on a 80%, so it's not 100%, and that's kind of the theme of this champion. Obviously, we're not going to have 100% on poisons on the A1, that's understandable, but 70%, 75% with Sniper, and then the 85% with Sniper on the Confusion Reigns, it still works out to be an amazing champion for DPS and unkillable teams, in my personal opinion. Now, if we want to consider it to somebody like a FAYNE, I was mentioning this to you earlier before we started recording, and she actually has poisons on the A2, but 100% chance for this to land, so you know it's going to happen. And the same thing here, 100% chance to place the drop defense and the weaken on a 4-turn cooldown. So that's where that balance is. It's like, this one's on a 4-turn cooldown, but it's 100%. But then on the other champion, let's just say Charles now.
Charles.
She has it on a lower cooldown, but it's not 100%. So I don't know. They have their own kind of ups and downs. But I feel like in Ares teams in particular, when you're looking for a force DPS to fit in against Spirit, I feel like Suiren is really going to hold that value in this game for a vast majority of players, knowing that you don't have to build 2 separate champions for 2 separate affinities and still be able to bring in all of the crucial debuffs. Apart from that, we have got accuracy in dungeons by 60, so for progression, if you're struggling with those accuracy stats, she's able to top you up on that behalf whilst doing these main debuffs. So yeah, apart from that, we're just going to go into the actual kit itself, break down how I built this champion today. Just going to recently used. And here we go. So I didn't go for like an end game super like savage set or anything like that. I just put some mismatched sets just to do stats over sets. And we kind of focus on the speed, the crit rate, the crit damage. We've got crit damage on the gauntlets because we do want to showcase some damage today. We've gone attack percent on the chest plate and attack percent on the boots. We have done go accuracy on the banner. Sorry, Genzin, we had to strip you for this one. Crit damage with accuracy, and then attack with some attack percent rolls on the ring. Overall stats here, we've gone for a 212 speed because, as I said, guys, we are going to be doing clan boss, and I had to speed tune this. 5.2k attack, 100% crit rate, of course, 228% crit damage, and 294 accuracy.
What I was gonna say actually was I was curious to see what speed that she would end up speed tuned at, because you're going into faction wars and Doom Tower and dungeons and stuff. I think 212. That's a really solid speed.
Yeah, it's a good thing because usually my clan boss team at the moment we have like 192 on my other DPS, but instead of putting her in the slow rotation, I put her in the fast rotation so we can actually get a full value, because I feel like 200, 212 is actually like an average, I'd say, for a DPS champion. Or debuffer. Actually, do you know what? Before we talk about the masteries, would you change this kit in any way? Like maybe relentless gear, reflex? Is there another route you would take? For like, I wouldn't say clan boss, for other places.
I think it's fine, to be honest. Like you could potentially put her in like savage or something, but I don't think that's more of a whale thing, right? If you got tons of savage, I don't think you'd need to. I think that looks totally good, like a perception set, like a crit rate set. You know,
that's kind of what I really wanted to go for was stuff that's attainable, like a mortal gear, cruel gear, that's all attainable through clan boss, and then of course perception you can get from the forge from doing faction wars.
Looks
masteries.
good.
I'm just gonna move Mr. Nubberies out of the way a little bit, and do you know what? I'm gonna sit next to you today.
Mastery. Oh, hello.
There we go. Look.
Hi there.
I'll speak to you back. Hello.
When you're sitting like that, you've got a mic arm, man.
Like, a new champion, guys. But all right, offense tree, of course, we're heading down to the War Master because we want to be dealing that bonus damage against the clan boss. And then on the support tree, I've gone for Cycle and Magic because let's just say we do get resisted on one of the abilities. I want to have that 5% chance to potentially get that out once again. And obviously with skill priorities, we've got them presetted to kind of focus on those anyway. And then we've gone for Master Hexer, of course, as we discussed, adding extra chance. Oh, this one's to extend the value, of the debuffs. So if you do get resisted, you have that extra turn anyway if it procs to like a free turn to have those up for an extra turn. And then Sniper, adding an extra 5% chance to those debuffs because it's not 100%. Let's just get... We're going to have to separate. We're getting too close.
Yes.
People keep saying bromance in the comments, and I'm like, we're just getting closer and closer in these edits and stuff. But all right, guys, that was Suiren, the gear, the masteries, and everything that I feel like you should know about this champion. Obviously, it's day one, but where would you like to see her first? Shall we go into faction wars or dungeons?
Let's do a quick either one. Let's do a quick run against some waves and see how she's gonna do there.
Right. I feel like
with
so faction wars, she's actually the first ever AoE decreased defense champion apart from Genzin and Mishinaki, and they're both legendary champions. So I feel like just for that standalone, I feel like she's going to be used by so many players when they're trying to freestyle this faction wars. But yeah.
Even just speedrunning it as well, right? It's just going to speed up the waves so much. And she's really good against the boss too, right?
Yep.
All the poisons, the weekend. So yeah, I'm excited for her.
I've actually taken out Mishinaki and Genzin. Sorry, Genzin. Because they applied the drop defense, and obviously we can't get a full showcase if we do that. But all right. Let's just go through here. We're going to see her in action. There's the AoE drop defense, allowing the rest of our champions to hit harder. We got Yoshi in here. Let's go.
Love it. Man, she is really hitting hard.
She hits really hard for an epic champion.
Yeah.
Considering the debuff she brings, and look at that, 70,000 double hit. When you consider them both.
Mm-hmm.
With the A1. There we go. This dude is such a troll. Player always put like a champion that's just there to like just be a nuisance, right? My gosh.
Yeah. So you could do, I don't know if he did it or if it just worked out luckily for you. You could have her like open with her decreased defense and then have it turned off in a preset.
Yeah.
I think you just got lucky, did you?
Yeah, I got really lucky there, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like you could, seeing as Ninja puts out decreased defense A1, you could do, if people have him, you could do something like have her then save her A2, so she puts out the weaken at the start of the boss fight, gets weaken on. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some funky ways you can definitely do it.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can actually survive this. I had to strip loads of gear. Obviously, that's how it's like on the test server. We take off all of our best gear for champions. But there's the poison debuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, she got one out.
Oh, look, trust the boss want to go for her, but let's go Jing Wan. Oh, he still
oh
went for
wow,
anyway.
Jing Wang.
She's gonna die, man.
It does look like that.
Yeah. Protection, please, please, Tsurugi. No.
He's thinking about it. No.
Oh,
this time. She's down.
Well, basically, there, guys. If you do want a free start, Tsurugi the Frog will be able to put up that ally protection and tank that hit for her. But I hope you guys can see the value of it just from like clearing the waves and getting through it a lot more efficiently, placing the two most crucial debuffs, and 1 minute and 40 seconds. Not too bad at all.
Top damage.
Still the top damage, outperforming Ninja. Yeah.
Beast mode. Yeah, very impressive there. Yeah. And like you could definitely see she did miss some of the decreased defense on the waves. It wasn't 100% consistent, but like it's good enough, right?
Yeah.
And like I can certainly say for me, I don't have Michinaki, I don't have a Genzin. Really want both of those. So I'm 100%. I'm pretty sure going to be building her up. I think that's really going to make that run very quick.
Yeah, I think the good thing is she applies a lot of damage as well. So she's not just doing the debuff, she's actually putting in the work. As you guys seen there, she outperformed everybody, including Ninja, who has the burn detonations. But let's swing over to a funky little dragon run. So we are now in stage 20 of the dragon, and we actually got one of the new champions. I forgot his name. What was his name? Do you remember?
That's Chucky.
All right, we'll just call him Chucky for now. But he's basically just for fun. He's going to be extending the value of debuffs. I'll be doing a separate video on this dude, of course. We've got the new fusion champion just for stuns and CCs. And then, of course, we have got... I'm forgetting everyone's name.
Charles. The new fusion is called Roger as well.
Then we got Charles here for the final one. So we're just doing a 3-man team against stage 20. Of course, you're going to be using different champions, and hopefully you can have a bit of fun seeing the new mechanics of some other new ones. So the true value will be coming up against the boss itself, placing the debuffs, as many champions in the game can apply drop defense and weaken, even like Haraz and Scarhide. But I thought it would be fun just to see like the AoE drop defense and all of that good stuff.
It's a pretty big hit from the fusion guy, actually. That I didn't expect that.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. I don't think he's too bad, this guy, this Hoskuru.
Yeah. Are you gonna go for him? I'm thinking I'm gonna skip it.
I'm gonna go for it. Reason being is 2x Ancients and a 10x Thunder. I can't. I'm gonna be summoning anyway, and I actually seen, guys, it's gonna be a champion chase event. It's not gonna be a summon rush.
Yeah.
So that's kind of huge for 2x Ancients because the value of those shards are actually better for champion chase. So I feel like if you're going for summons anyway, like you might as well just do it right. That's like the main. True. Yeah.
The reason I don't want to go for it is I want to try save back up to 150 Ancients in case my boy Samson is a guaranteed from Ancients.
Oh, do you know what? I actually think he's a very strong one that could be a guaranteed. He's just got that look, right? Like he could be. But
that was a fast run.
That was a fast run. 1 minute, so 3 champions on stage 20s of dragons. I think that's pretty substantial. Hoskru doing the CCs with the stuns, Corvus extending the values of our debuffs and doing poisons of his own, and the poison sensitivity to manipulate the damage of Suiren in terms of her poison A1s. So yeah, really, really strong. And if you guys do struggle to have her accuracy aura, she does have 60 in dungeons, which is why I kind of wanted to... I feel like she does hold value for progression, I'd say. Not for endgame, but...
Yeah, definitely. I'm very interested to see how she do against old Miss Rider Dave. He's an absolute beast. Decreased defense, force affinity as well.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the extra turns that he has. And probably, I don't know, she seems to hit pretty darn hard, but she brings the poisons too. It's an interesting one. She's definitely, I think, a great champ though. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. Click the fingers. Clan boss. There we go. A little magic trick. How do we do that? So
Wow.
with a team like this, it's my traditional team where I usually use a Missionarchy and a Brachus the Shifter in replacement of a Vizier Ovelis and I just said her name, for God's sake. Do you know what? Suiren. There we go. I got it. So basically, the idea is we're going to be extending the value with Vizier's A1 to get the full value of her kit. So then we can kind of focus on her damage stats, see how well she's hitting against decreased defense and weaken being up, and also the poisons over the 50 turns. In terms of this team, how much damage do you think we will do, considering Vizier Ovelis has no debuffs of his own, we've got no ally attacks, no counter attacks. Where do you think this will go, like, reasonably?
Ooh, I say it's gonna be I'm hoping it's still a 1 key because it's a Demytha team.
Yeah.
I'll say I'll be optimistic. Let's say 78 million is what I'm going for. I don't know. Is that optimistic? I don't know actually.
So I have to always ask you because we always do the nub predictions. There we go.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 78. I'm going 80. I'm saying 80.
80. Okay.
Yeah, that's my guess.
So you'll see here, guys, we're going to open up here with the drop defense debuff, one of the most crucial debuffs that you need to bring into the Demon Lord clan boss. And then Vizier is going to be extending the value of that just to make sure that it's up 100% of the time. And just very similar to a FAYNE, I feel like extending the value is very cool, but she's on a 4-turn with 100%, so it's not very needed, I guess. But with a champion where it's on different skill sets, because you're rotating the skills, if Master Hexer doesn't proc and you're not extending the values, there will be spots in your clan boss teams where those debuffs do drop off. And as you see here, because we are prioritizing the debuffs, you're not going to be proccing the A1 as much as you'd like, with it being on the A1. So you've got one chance out of the 3-turn rotation to potentially get a 50-50 shot at some poison debuffs, which is why I feel like Vizier is probably the best pairing for a champion like her. Another way would be in a counterattack situation, because if you're counterattacking, you're able to proc that poison and still be able to get up your other debuffs throughout the run. As you see there, there's those poison debuffs. But yeah, let's just see when the stuff starts to ramp up, and I'll let you guys watch the rest of the run. So let's just go to around here. And now we can see the full damage capabilities. Now everything is aligned. And
all the poisons built up.
Here we go.
Nice.
So we'll see each skill. So that's the A1, 75,000 a pop. Not too bad at all. Let's go to the A3 now. So boom, 122,000. That's really nice. I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah, he's got good damage for sure.
Let's see the A2 ability with the weaken, with the 2-time hitter. Great for War Master procs as well. So 100,000 and 87,000. So nearly a 200k hit, guys, for an epic champion DPS. And I always like to say, like, in these Ares teams, when you want to deter the stun target from Ares, in particular, against Spirit Affinity, I know a lot of you guys who don't have a Fushan or a Brachus the Shifter always look for alternatives. And I feel like she's actually that champion that can fit into that role in these Ares teams in particular. Because FAYNE, yes, she's an amazing champion, but she's Spirit Affinity, meaning that Ares is still going to get that stun if you don't have a force DPS. And I feel like having as many options as possible that not just force for the sake of it, but actually bring utility is actually really good additions to this game. So, yeah. In terms of damage, are you impressed so far from what you've seen?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think an interesting comparison as well could be like Razin Scarhide.
Yes.
He's obviously a legendary, needs Lego books. Now, Razin doesn't bring poisons, and he's defense-based.
Yeah.
She's attack-based, so in a team like this, where you have to increase attack, she should be probably hitting a lot harder than he would, and bringing the poisons.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You lose some reliability and the decreased defense in the weekend, but it's an interesting comparison because they're the same affinity.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think between that? Which would you say is overall
I guess
more useful?
The thing is, with Razin Scarhide, he's got a triple A1, which is great for Giant Slayer procs.
Yes.
And I can see the value from that, as someone like a Vizier Ovelis, as you see here, is only doing triple hits, but kind of classes as a DPS just because of Giant Slayer.
True.
I feel like the consistent drop defense and weaken from Razin is great, but unless you're building in a toxic set, you're actually losing all of these poison debuffs that you're seeing up here. So it really comes down to it. Like, poison is really, really strong, guys, in the clan boss. But as you said, for the value of epic skill tomes, I feel like she really holds that value in this game for sure.
Yeah,
But what would
giving a
you
lot of value.
yeah, what we'll do, guys, we'll let you enjoy the rest of the run. We won't sit here for like 45 minutes. Come back to you towards the end and see how these champions did. Let's get into it. So, alright guys, we actually capped out at 87 million damage, so Nub's prediction fails once again.
No,
How do you feel, man?
short.
Like...
Yeah, I'm delighted that it did better than I expect it to do. So that's cool. But yeah, it's very impressive. Well over the 1 key. Really nice. Yeah, she's pumping out a lot of damage. 34.5 million, basically.
Crazy. Guys, it's actually pretty insane. Now, just remember, I don't want you guys to go ahead and think, oh my god, 34 million is something we're always going to see. Because you have to remember, Vizier Ovelis is extending the values of her debuffs, meaning that they never drop off. And drop defense and weaken up is up 100% of the time. So if you don't have a debuff extender, the value of her kit excel probably won't be as valuable because the A1 is a low chance to proc and it's not going to be up 100%. But if you pair your second DPS with somebody that has more poisons in their kit potentially, like one of the new the new champions in Corvix or other poisoners, then yes, you'll probably still see damages like this. But still really impressive for a new Epic Shadowkin. That's actually the first AoE drop defense for that faction. Really pumping out the numbers in the clan boss. So, yeah. I'm a huge fan.
The thing is, again, like we saw at the start of the video, you take her in this exact build, and she comes into Dungeon Run, and she's doing the decreased defense in Dungeon Runs and Faction Wars with basically the same build.
Yeah.
Depending on the clan boss speed tune, I suppose she could be slower, and you might need to tune then your dungeon team slightly differently. But it's the fact that she can come in. That's an advantage that she has over, let's say, FAYNE. Is that FAYNE is going to be really good at that single target clan boss, but she doesn't bring AoE decreased defense, which is so useful. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and you know
I'm really
me.
impressed.
I'm a huge fan of versatility in this game, and when you can start to bring one build into separate places, like if you talk about Doom Tower progression, there's your AoE drop defense champion, and she does bring other utility as well for bosses, and as you said, the faction wars, and I just feel like she's just a great addition to this game, not a waste of space like some other champions are. But yeah, Nub, thank you so much for coming on the channel. That is going to be all for today's showcase. Anything you want to say here before we sign off?
No, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me on as always, and looking forward to having you on.
Yep.
I haven't quite fully decided what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure though we're going to look at maybe Knocked over on my channel, because I don't know what to do with him yet. So I'm going to need to pick your brain for ideas on that.
Yeah. But guys,
Be
yeah,
fun.
make sure you guys all check out that video once it does publish. I'm not sure if it'll be out at the same time, but once it's live, I'll put it in the description below for you guys to go and check out. Drop a subscription to Nub Raids as always, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.